Exciting.
Very exciting. All right, yay. Well, hello, everybody. We are live. Um, I'm Morgan with the Mystery Channel, and we're joined today with Maria. I hope you saw her episode, checked out her book in between all this, kind of explored some of the things she did, but welcome.
Hi, thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Bjorn, for having me once again. Had great fun the first time, so hope that this one is just as entertaining.
Even
I,
better.
yes, that's what I was going
I
to
know this for sure. Even better.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yes, because I had so much fun. And, between then, the book finally came, which is good. So I was
Yay.
able to, yeah, I was able to dive into it and like try out a lot of the things. I even had brought some decks. And then I was in Gettysburg doing a conference, and my friend who goes with me to all these things is like, "Oh my God, I've wanted this book." So I was like, "Of course you can read it." But then she just took it with her. So I had to order another book.
Oh, well, it was stolen for a good cause.
Yes, no, definitely. She's diving into it now. So, and I told her, just keep it. You can make notes on the side and ignore my notes on the side because I always make notes on the side. But how have you been?
Oh, I've been great. And I love, love, love every time that I see that someone's posting a picture of the book with like post-its and notes and highlights and all of that. It's like, yeah, that's my dream. That's what I want for this to be like super battered up, written down to exhaustion. It's so satisfactory. So please do that.
Yeah.
Remember to do
Yes.
that.
No, I love doing that too, especially when you have the tableau with your cards. And then what I like to do then was put my cards on top of those cards because then, especially since you do a lot with the elements, and then you
Yeah.
can, comments. So then, like my cards on top of your cards, like how does my card go with your card? But the elements, it's like water over fire, like the water is
Mm.
dousing that fire, or like the air is kind of blowing away the fire, depending on the cards I pick.
Yeah, you can also, and now that you mention it, I read this book so many times, but I don't quite remember if I included a houses system. I don't think so. I don't think I did, but you can very much, now that you mentioned that, you can very much add a houses layer that acts elementally.
Oh
So
yeah, it's just
that's
yeah, it's
that's
just
another possibility.
yes. No, I was just seeing if I did put it in there because yeah, because it's because like I said, like I said, I had to reorder the book again. So like I don't have it in front of me, but I was seeing if I had made notes on it. But but if you want, walk people through like how you might do that, or are you saving it for the other book, or like just how you put that in there?
No, I just this might be one of those things that because this has happened to me. I have been working on the book, the manuscript, the 11, comings and goings between the editor and myself and the copywriter and everyone else, and the rereading the book, making changes. I mean, it is not like you write it and you're done with it. You reread it 100 times, you change things, and still there are things that after so many turnarounds, I realize, oh shit, I should have written about this, and I did not. And still, it keeps happening. And probably the houses thing is one of those things that I should have written about, and I did not.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, not a
Yeah.
secret for a second book.
No.
Just it's simply you can use two layers. If you are familiar with Lenormand, for instance, it is a cartomantic technique. It is not exclusive from Lenormand, but probably Bjorn here can explain much better than I can for those who are, who come from the Lenormand system, what houses are. But my understanding is that they can be a supporting layer, and that helps you combine the cards that fall on top. So you can see that there is an explanation of a house system in the major arcana tableau that I explain in the book, but that is something that you can also do with smaller spreads, such as a 9 card tableau, by adding two different layers of cards. The first one serving as a sort of as a sort of flavor for the cards that you are reading and that fall on top.
Yeah.
Oh, I like, yeah. And I like that too, especially reading it like from the elemental standpoint, which is a lot of how you do read the cards.
Yes, I am very annoying with the elements, with the elements part, and probably all of my students are sick of it already. But it just adds so much to it that I can't not say it.
Yeah. Yes, no. I find it helps because, sometimes like with the language or other stuff, you get lost in it. But if you have those elements, like, fire, what does fire mean to you? You know what I mean? It just it's like that clearer picture in your mind of what exactly you're looking at. So I love how you do that.
It's not just it's him to the reader, but what it means to the situation, to the context, because
Hmm.
it the elemental aspects are not going to interact the same in every single context, and that there are contexts that require or that will benefit more of certain elements than others, and seeing what's present, what's absent, and all of that can be very helpful when building the scaffolding, let's say, for that spread, and then you refine that with the meaning interpretation of the cards.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. So probably like, and I think one of the PDFs you had too, because I downloaded all your stuff too and like put it with the books.
Yay!
So I like putting it all together. I've really dove into the work, you know.
I see, I see.
I like
Hey,
to
you
do
are
that.
reading it. If you are doing the whole interview thing, you're reading it. I appreciate that.
Yes. Oh, of course. Yeah. Because I like if, people when we put it out there, if they have questions, and of course we'll refer them to you as well. But like knowing that other people are reading it too and having that debate about the book, having that conversation.
Yeah, I very much like that. And, if there is an I didn't like this, you can say too.
Oh, yeah.
You can
No,
do the hating if you want to.
no, no, no. Definitely not. No, I really enjoyed it. And it's great that, it's out there. And like I said, I've already given away one copy and ordered myself another. So
Well, given away
yeah, yeah. And
at gunpoint, sort of.
yeah. And actually, now
So,
that oh, go ahead, go ahead. So,
yeah, but
no,
but
no,
but
no.
we are laughing, and Maria, she's like always laughing. But I know that she also can be very serious. But I'm pretty
Sometimes.
much sure that you put a lot of passion in this book. But whilst
Yes,
you're
yeah,
like
that's true.
laughing but I'm wondering, what is for you the most special um, page or chapter in the book?
Well, you know, this is probably going to sound, cheesy, very cheesy, but the last chapter, like the conclusion part, was my favorite thing to write, and I wrote it while I was bawling, because it is a really, like, basically a love letter to my first student, who I love very much, and she has turned into a great friend of mine, and I didn't quite know how to end the book, because I run into this problem as I wrote it, which was that I ended the chapters very abruptly. And I had to work with that, because I was like, well, this is what I came here to say. Don't next. And, when that went to editing and stuff, it ended up being very abrupt. So I had to soften the endings. But that's something that I had an issue with throughout the book. ending
Mm.
chapters, ending the books, wrapping things together. Once that I had said what I was going to say, and it was the very, very last thing that was written of the book, and I was just like, I have to write something to end this. I don't know what, and these people at the publisher are waiting for me. So like, write
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and I ended up thinking about my editor gave me a few pointers, like what who is this for, what do you hope to accomplish, I mean, what do you hope that people accomplish with the book, and what is the point of the book, to give me some ideas as to how to close it. And then I began to think about it, and I was like, this book is for people like my Padawan, as I call her. So that's how it all happened. So yeah, I'm just a very sentimental person. Probably not the most entertaining answer, but that was my favorite part of the book.
That
Oh,
is
I
an
love
entertaining
that.
answer. It's from the heart.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it is. I am just a cheesy, sentimental person, full of
Yes.
feely feelings. What can I do?
Yeah,
No, but I love that.
Oh
Especially as
well.
that conclusion, which you're leaving people with.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
it's not. It doesn't really add a lot about the book, but it is like that heartfelt part that goes with it.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's, yeah, what I meant, which you're leaving people with beyond that. Like you said, the love letter to them. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's always special. Definitely. I like that. That's, yeah. And
and
it's been,
there, there,
okay.
there was an, oh, sorry, no, go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead. I'll remember. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
there were some interesting questions from your publisher. So, but what do you want to that people take away from your book? What is
Oh,
your aim?
well, that is actually a good one, and my point with this book is to help people go from knowing what the cards mean to knowing how to interpret a spread, because I have noticed that there are a lot of books of meanings out there, and the things, classes, etc., that show you what the cards mean. But there are not a lot of resources for the in between space.
Hmm.
There is a lot of there are a lot of things either for beginners, or then there are very specific things for people who are further along in their journey. But when it comes to, all right, I know what the cards mean, but now what do I do with them, what's actually like reading technique, I believe that there is not a lot of out there with regards to reading technique. And my goal with the book is for people to learn how to thread cards together, as opposed to reading card by card, which can be, I mean, standalone cards can be almost about anything if you don't have a supporting context that ties them together, right? So that is the gap that I intend to fill.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So they can take a shortcut, so to say. They
Yeah,
can make it easier.
I would say so, yeah. Provide also a method, because something I struggled a lot with when I began to read cards was how do I know if I'm doing this right? How do I know if this is, if I should stop shuffling now or later? How do I know if this is the way that things are meant to happen? And having a system that you can rely on eliminates a lot of that second guessing, because it is like, this is how I do it, and this is how I do it every time. So the layer of, is this done well, or have I
Mhm.
chosen the right thing, is
Mhm.
sort of eliminated, because you have something to rely on. And I believe that this also helps with having more confidence as a reader. So that is, it's not something that works for absolutely everyone, but I believe that for those that it resonates with, it's a good thing to have.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So besides good techniques, it's also expert advice, your book.
Hmm.
So, what did you
In
say, Dion? Sorry, I
indirect.
didn't get that.
So besides that, you give out some wonderful techniques to read more tableau-wise, it's also indirect expert advice. So your experience as a reader is in there.
Yes, yes, of course. I also shared, how I have applied this in sometimes in real life, sometimes in hypothetical or made up situations, especially for the book, as in spreads or questions that I have come up with for the book. Fun fact, though, the questions can be for hypothetical people or made up, but the spreads were always pulled for the spreads that appear in the book were
Mhm.
pulled for those questions. And I remember shuffling the cards when I was writing the book, and I was like, give me some interesting example of something to show as I was shuffling. And I almost always got to something that was interesting to comment on for that specific example. So that was a bit of the magic of the cards working for me.
Hmm.
That's
Love
great.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
let's
amazing.
imagine that back when you started back in the days that you could have read your book now. Uh, what reader would you then become?
Yeah, that was also a thing that I had in mind while I was writing, because when I learned, and it was not so much a lack of access, but a lack of even thinking to look for it, right? But when I began to work with tarot and read with tarot and read tarot, I just learned with the booklet that came with the deck. That
Hmm.
was all that I had for a while, until I even had the thought that I could, look online, even though there were not so many books, but still, it wasn't prehistory, so there were books already. Anyway, the thing is, I did
Mhm.
not have a lot of resources, and there was a lot of trial and error, which is also good and probably not a part that I would recommend skipping. But this is a book that I would have liked to have back then, because if I had discovered a few of these things a few years earlier, probably the trial and error phase would have been much shorter. And
Yeah, yeah.
particularly the threading together. Mm, Nobody told me to thread the cards together. It's obviously not my idea, of course, right? It exists, but I had to get to the conclusion that the cards were not to be read as standalones
Mhm.
Yeah.
over a number of years. And I believe that I would have been a much different reader if I had been told that at some point, like early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you just explained is true mentorship that you give your students, even your students in class or who read your work, that you give them a shortcut where you made a lot of walking in circles.
Yeah, it's just you know the how would I even put it into words? I believe that this is what makes the reading relevant to the context, when you are not just seeing cards that could be about anything as standalones, sometimes contradicting. If you are reading positionally, sometimes they even seem to contradict the position, as in you have fears, and I don't know, I use the Celtic cross a lot as an example of positional reading.
Mhm.
But you have like fears, and then you have the sun, and people are like, what's the sun as a fear, right? So the thing is that there is a lot of tarot education is focused on expanding on meanings, but with esoteric correspondences, with a sort of obscure arcane information that's difficult to apply. But there's not a lot of weight put in the interaction of cards, and that's probably one of the things that I believe does the most. That and working with individual cards in ways that sort of force you to answer questions with them, even if the questions are silly. But that's something that I do a lot to help me see the cards differently, or to help me adapt their meanings to different contexts.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That definitely
Sounds
makes sense.
logically. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I like that. Sorry, I was gonna sneeze. Um, and especially how you present it too, like you were saying, it makes it easy. It flows. Because sometimes when people are getting into tarot, like for the first time, some of the books, like I don't know, like it flows in a way that it's understandable that one leads into another, and not just kind of skipping around, where you can understand it easier, if that makes sense. I know what I wanted to say in my head, and now it just came out wrong.
Yeah, that happens.
So, yeah.
Sounded great in my head, and it came out of
Yeah.
my mouth, and it was sort of
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Basically, like you're saying, where people are making the notes and reading through it. So it's a good
Yeah.
way to, yeah, the mentorship part of it.
So now I am
Oh,
hijacking your interview
oh,
here,
yeah.
but
No, no, please. This is your stage.
but
Please go.
since you are speaking about this, what's something that maybe you did not quite get, or that you wish had been explained differently, or that you missed? Like,
From the
give
book?
me something hard here.
Oh, no, like just in tarot in general, or from the book?
No, from the book.
Because, oh, from the book. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
from the book. Well, I'm
I
gonna
promise not
say,
to hold it against you.
oh, no, no, yeah. Now I really
Or
wish I did
maybe
have
I
the book
will.
again. Yeah, that's right. I know. All of a sudden we feel like blacklisted or something, you know?
Like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. It's like list. No, like the guy with the clipboard just on the list. No. I know. Now I wish, because normally I have the books and everything in front of me, and like I said, but I mean, it's good your book's being shared this way. Um,
Yay.
I'm trying to think, like, because I know what I usually look for, and I'm trying to think of how I did this with your book, like, because I've got all my notes in there too, and I even, cut and copied and pasted your PDFs and put them in the back, so she has a fun little,
That's cute.
yeah. But now
All
I got to
right, I
start
will.
over.
I will note to hate you a bit less, regardless of
Yeah,
whatever you say next.
yeah, yeah. Is well, I know, like, especially when I was starting out, and I'm trying to think of if you did it in your book with that, is the court cards. Like, so the court cards are always like the number one thing everybody has problems with,
Yeah.
because seeing it as, do you see it as people each time? Do you see it as a situation? And then when you put in the elemental thing of it, or is it you? Is it someone else? But even making that segue, court cards are the one things that stop everybody in their tracks. And even when I first started, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's this energy, but then no, it's actual person, or no, it's you. And I know that I liked how you really did the elemental thing, but I was trying to think if you'd gone into more detail, because now I can't remember. Like when you read so much, like all the books start going
Yeah.
together too, which is why I really wish I had the book in front of you. So I might have to just come back with this and do that, or like text my friend real quick,
No,
turn to
there
page,
is there is a court card. So
Yes,
somewhere
yeah,
at
yeah.
some
It's
point.
it's in the middle there. No, I remember that
Yeah.
too. And I know, like, I liked how it was the elemental thing,
Somewhere.
because
I don't
that's
know,
like
but
the,
somewhere.
but I liked how you did like as I said, because I know that the elemental part is the thing that really, like, what I really got from it too, but like that thing. So I liked that, how it was done, where it was that, you know, if you, depending on if you use the energy of it, or if it's an actual person, like the Queen of Swords, is it that cold, commanding person, or is it just like the situation of the room? All of a sudden it gets darker,
Yeah.
when the person enters the room, like less the feeling like if it was Pentacles, or
Yeah.
the fire with that passion for the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I was trying to think because I know the part that always like I like to look at first is that court card thing and how somebody sees the court cards through
Yeah.
their lens. So, yeah, and that'd be fun to expand on even. But yeah, I'm gonna have to just start buying 3 copies of every book now here from here on out.
Yes. So when you give them away.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Oh, and I'm fine with that because I usually like decks I usually get 2 of and I end up,
Yeah.
giving the second one away. But that's the one thing I was going to say for myself that I always dive in first with
Mhm.
everybody's books is I love to just go straight to the court card section, seeing how they're described, seeing how you use it, and especially then seeing it in your tableau form, how one affects the other. And that's also, I'm sure, why I like to put the cards on top because then you're seeing, like, if it's the Queen of Wands, what is her motivation on top of it? You know what I mean? What is that, the house style way of reading it too?
Mhm.
So that's just me for court cards. But
No, no, I mean they're hard. They're hard.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember starting out. That was the one thing I dove into more than everything else. Because when you start out with any system, you've got those cards. Like Lenormand for me was the lily. I hated the lily. It's like, what if I
Oh, the-
secretly just left it out of the deck? Then I never have to read it.
It's a good
But
card though.
yes, no, no, it is. Yeah. And it's just that's why instead of like doing that, I study more, I look more, I see everyone. You see
yeah.
everybody's way of doing it. Yeah. So, and I like that you had that section on it, that it was its own thing because it really does add to readings. Now I'm
It
going
does,
off
but
on.
still, the other day I was talking with or to some students about this because it's like, yeah, there are this different things that you can do with court cards. There's different things that they can show up as, and the elemental aspect I've been told is helpful. But still,
Very.
there is a part of the court cards that, like it or not, are vibes, and that's not something that
Yes.
that you can teach, right? Because they were like, yeah, you've given me a few options here, but still, it's like,
Yes.
how do you know? And
Yes.
I'm like, vibes, my man. Like that's
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
No, it's true, especially trusting yourself on how you're seeing that court card, knowing what it
yeah,
means, but then how it's connecting to the card after, like if the
yeah,
queen's going into a major arcana, obviously if you're looking at yourself as a person or vibes, it's something major that's about to happen to that,
yeah.
individual, something huge is about to transform.
Yes, I mean, and there are sometimes that the cards are going to substantiate which option you go with, but there are other times in which you just have to feel it with your heart, right? And just
Yes.
jump into it. And I think that this is just a part of the whole court card experience. There are some times in
Yes.
which there is more clarity, there are other times in which you just have to trust it and run with
Yeah.
it.
No, definitely. Yeah. Like first impressions as soon as the card,
Yeah.
and then trust what you're reading, then goes next to it. Yeah. That's why.
Mhm.
Yeah. 'Cause yeah, because I do love the court cards and I have like, fun ways of working with them. But I know it's the one thing that always stops most people,
Yeah.
including
That's
myself when I first started, like all those years ago, It's just like,
I know it does. It does. It's yeah. It's one of those things that just gets stuck in your throat. So yeah.
yeah.
The-
Yes.
It's maybe the art for people who write in this regards to simplify the complexity of cards.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
Because
No,
if
I,
you are afraid to use those cards, you can learn it eventually. But that's also why I think many people, drop out. But if you dare to play with it, then you become each time better. It's like kids, from our day, playful mindset.
Yeah.
yes.
So, and
Absolutely.
that in that regard, you could see for instance, those court cards as influences, either conceptual
Yes.
or just as a person. You know, and
Yes.
Absolutely.
if you look at it as that, then you have already a story, and you just have to name the influences, and people can fill in if this is really like a person or like an atmosphere. That's my
Yeah.
Absolutely.
take on
No, that's true. And there is an exercise that I recommended to my students with court cards, which is trying to read for a question only with the court cards.
Mhm.
Only
Oh.
with those cards, right? So that you can see how it affects how the cards come in as an energy, as elemental interaction, as people, if it is a people situation, and trying to read only with that layer. It is not a complete reading, but sometimes I recommend to read just if you have seen the workbook, for instance. Because I believe you did with the
Mhm.
PDF and stuff, right?
Yes. So
There
yes.
are some
Yes.
exercises about reading just with the elemental part, and it
Yes.
is not a complete
Yes.
reading, but it is isolating the layer so that you can get information with that. And reading the court cards is something that can also be used as, not a way to give a whole reading, but trying to make yourself get an answer when you are only using that part of the deck. And it can be interesting, and it can help you also find a way to work with them.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's inspiring, and that's what it's all about. You have to give them, I think, a framework because if you also look at it as this, you have a lot of court cases, but in every situation, a lot of people are involved, even if you
That's
have
true.
something to do in a one-on-one relationship. They're like parents, they're like sisters. Who is this Queen of Hearts?
Hmm.
Lining her up, and this this King of
Yeah.
Swords who also did this part, and she came home and she was like going berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, absolutely. People are
maybe
just
stupid, but
part of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes. No, I love that. And yes, I did see that. That was a the yeah, the PDF part. I remember that because I did print them all out and stuff. I liked that. It would be a fun thing to do to challenge people to do that as well. Because that's, I mean, you already have in the book, but even now, like, and posting them to you and showing them what they've
Yeah.
done with it, because it's really interesting to see, you know, even the energy of just the placements of them too. If you get like the king, king, queen, knight, you're obviously like going backwards. You know what I mean? Like not starting off. And I like that.
Yes, I mean, these are cards that can also give a lot of information about, just what you said. How is the energy increasing? Is it decreasing? Or
Yes.
when you have a court card as an outcome card, which is something that, you can struggle with. To find a court card in the outcome position, and you are like, yeah, what are you telling me? And I try to think about, all right, so this person, this court card, right, how would it interact with the rest of the cards? Would it be
Yeah.
satisfied by the end of it, or would it be struggling with the rest of the cards? So
Yeah.
what I try to do is to interpret how this card would feel in this environment to come to a conclusion about what that outcome is going to be like.
Hmm. Yes. I like that.
clever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very. Yes.
it's very
Yeah.
creative. It's all about the
Yeah.
framework.
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely. That's, yeah. So I know you said oh, what's wrong? But that was like, I liked how you did all that. And like I said, that's the one thing I always look for in every book. I like to go straight to the court cards.
Oh,
You
thank you.
know?
I'm glad you like
Yeah.
it. And yes, please tag me in any pictures that you guys take. Any questions? If you, as I said, as I always say, any
Yeah.
questions, comments, praise, hate. If you want to make me cry, feel free to
No.
tag me.
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't want that. I like, But no, I liked, like I said, it was very, I loved everything. And like I said, I even sent it on to, my friend. Well, she was so intrigued by it, just flipping through it at the time and took it right with her. So,
Well, that's lovely. I love that your friend was interested enough to steal the book.
yes, yes, definitely. I know now it's like I really am going to buy maybe like multiple copies and just always have them at my table, so that like it's like not for sale, but like so you can see it,
That's
because I always
that's
get,
that's very thoughtful.
yeah,
Yes.
get comments because, like I said, she picked it up right away. So, but I do like that. And I think it's a really good tool for anyone adding to the layer of their tarot practice, whether you're going into it, this is your first thing into it, or whether it's you're like an expert going into it, whatever expert means, like, or, been doing it for years. So that's what the one thing I really liked about your book is no matter where you're starting, it gives you all the information to keep moving.
I would say that to come into this book, probably you're going to want to either know the meanings of the cards already or
Hmm.
have some other source for the card meanings to work with it. It's true that if you start from zero understanding, the cards, or that you have some other resource, and you get into this style of reading from the get-go, there are very positive things that you can get that maybe you would skip otherwise, such as the interaction between the cards, but it can be maybe a bit too much
Well,
from the
because
get go.
I was using this because I let my sister read it, who has
Yeah.
no knowledge of tarot, and she said she found it really like because she's never even picked up a deck.
Oh wow! And she read my book. Now I'm honored.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm trying to like, see what other people think. Because I've done the same with a couple others, and she said, but from what she said it was easy to follow, understand, and like she didn't feel like she needed to know like everything to get into it. You know what I mean? Like it was a way. So that's what I'm basing it off of her
I mean,
opinion of the book.
of
Okay.
course, yeah. If
Yeah.
you have the testimony of an actual person not related to tarot, then
Yeah.
I have nothing to say
Because
about it.
But anyway,
I've never even read for her before, so like, so
you know, let us know what you think about it, people. If you're
yeah,
listening,
Yeah,
hearing this on whatever channel, buy this
yeah.
great book and let us know. Yeah,
yeah,
let us see what it brings and let us talk about it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
do we
definitely.
have comments or something?
Well, there's people watching, but we haven't had comments yet, unless let me see if I need to refresh or something, because sometimes there is, let's see, if people, because I did share it with everywhere. So if anyone had any questions, definitely pop them in the thing. That's why I have to, for some reason, I
Yeah.
can't see the comments on that, like for
Yeah,
some reason.
yeah, you need to have them. I don't even know where we are. Otherwise, I would have opened it just to see. I guess we're
Yeah,
on YouTube, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I
so
did,
I would be watching to see if anyone has a question, anyone that's watching.
yeah, because and I, right as we started, I shared that we were live to like every group. So, and yeah, so I was just seeing if anyone commented on anything. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to, so if, hopefully, yeah, because I shared it everywhere so that
No,
everyone
I
saw
mean,
that we're
I
live.
am one who watches a lot of things, and I very rarely comment on anything. So I know that
Yeah.
watching stuff and interacting with stuff are like I don't know, buying craft supplies and actually doing crafts, two very different kinds of hobbies. So
Yes,
yeah, if there
definitely.
are no questions, there are no questions. People are still watching. I mean, that's what I do.
Yes.
So yeah,
And the funny thing is, even with our regular lives, like we'll have crickets, but then all of a sudden, as the days go on, there's more and more questions, more and more
yeah,
comments, more and more stuff. So I'm constantly checking back and everything. Because even with when I put the podcast up, not right away, but all of a sudden questions start, comments and things start trickling as it goes on. So I have to stay on top of like anything we do with the lives or the podcast, because they never
yeah.
do it that day or that time. It always trickles like as it goes by.
Yeah, I'll be on top of it too in case that someone asks something after, because I really like
Yeah.
the interaction and the opportunity
Yes.
to answer to anything.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And I've been keeping my eye on it just in case. So, because sometimes you get like out of there questions or just comments, and sometimes it's a couple days later.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I know. It's just
it's the people are watching, so we do have people watching.
yeah,
So,
no, I know. I mean, it's just time zones and the people watching not really saying anything, just wanted to know in case that there was something that I could help
oh
anyone
yeah.
with.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah, and
course.
you can always ask later on if you hear this live for like next week or in March. Reach out for Morgan and I on Mystery Channel or at Maria directly. But we will make
Yeah,
sure that directly or indirectly your questions will be answered.
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and in the comments of this video, I'm going to have your website. They can get a hold of you, your Facebook, so they can, contact you if they want to directly, plus where they can buy the book, which is
Yeah,
website, and. So it's all going to be in this comments. But of course, I will tag you in this as well, so that it shows up in your feed. So you should get all the comments as well. So
yeah,
with
that
everything,
would be great because I don't want
yeah,
to miss anyone's
yeah.
questions.
Yes, yeah. And there's always some interesting ones, like, or, out of the field ones, especially for people new to tarot. Like, we had a
Yeah.
crazy question about Lenormand the other day that was like left field, and I'm still thinking about that question.
Oh, what
So,
was it?
because
Now I'm
it's,
curious.
oh, yeah, somebody asked if the coffin, that brand new to Lenormand, just picked up a deck,
Yeah.
and they asked about the coffin, if the coffin meant stunted growth.
Ew, could.
If it, and it like, so that put us both in a long explanation and debate about that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the train of thought there. Probably Bjorn is the authority in there. What do you think,
Oh, oh,
Bjorn?
oh, oh. That's a framing. That's a framing. That's one, and that's not true.
Oh no, not. Well, he was saying because, and also because people who had watched that, and I meant to reach out and share that, but I got people who put their opinions on what it was, and I was going to do that for
Yeah.
another live on that. Everyone agreed that you always need two cards for that, and then what would development be in Lenormand? Like,
Hmm.
out of all the cards you have, what would development be? Like,
Yeah.
that's like where the debate's going right now with this
Wow.
question.
That's
But that's also about framework and that you understand in what situation, how can the cards ask this, and a lot of
yeah.
concepts somehow come to be out of up and back and forth conversation, and then you say, okay, say this, okay, then you have like a logical derivation, but it's if you want to find such concept as what was it, stunted development
Yeah.
Yes,
and
yeah.
and card reading, you're like really overcomplicating things. I think, for whatever that's worth.
You are the
It's,
enormous expert.
Yeah.
Speaking about, I just I think this is interesting because we were speaking about the coffin in the Norman, and I have this beautiful coffin shaped Lenormand
Oh,
deck, and you happen to have Andrea stay
yes.
tomorrow. So I was just thinking about how this whole conversation ties together in the fact that you have Andrea tomorrow
Yeah, that's, yeah.
with
Yes.
his new deck that is amazing, by the way. So everyone watch tomorrow
Yes,
because
it's
no, not
book.
tomorrow, on Wednesday. Oh yes,
No,
tomorrow. Duh.
yes, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah, amazing. Did you check out I know it was like, did you check out his thing on Kickstarter? I know I usually stay away from Kickstarter because I just get too much, but
I say I am on a Kickstarter diet because
you
the thing there is, I have to make financial decisions that are not stupid, which is difficult for me. And I'm not saying that buying decks is stupid, but it comes to a point in which you can have a lot of decks that you should be using first before buying more. So this year I am on a deck diet in general,
Yeah.
and as
Yeah.
such, I have seen Andrea post. I have seen some of the artwork. I have not personally gone into the Kickstarter because I know I will buy. And no, I have nothing against Andrea. I love him
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
very much. But I just needed to not buy any more decks right now. But
Yeah.
don't follow my example and go and check out the deck because I love his artwork and his work in general and his whole vibe. And if you don't know him and you watch him tomorrow, I'm sure that you're going to have a great time because
Well,
he's
yeah.
a very
Oh,
funny person
yes. Yeah. We've
and very, very
had.
smart.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I did the opposite. I went on and just bought everything with
You just
it. So,
you just bought it. I am just trying. I'm just trying. But because last year I bought everything and I am like, you need to chill.
yeah, I know. I tell myself that every time, and then
No.
5 decks later, I'm just so bad.
Well, but
See,
I am supposed to be this year, right? We are
yes.
in the end of at the end of February, and so far I am behaving ish,
Yeah.
but I don't have much faith that this is going to go on much longer. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could do that. I just know myself. And like the minute I say no, I'm just going to immediately go somewhere and get a deck. So I just leave it open.
That's a pathology. It's a pathology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
Yeah.
problem, ladies. You have really like a problem.
Do you buy lots
But
of decks, Bjorn?
No,
No?
I was never into buying a lot of pets, but I have to say with books,
Oh
with
well.
books, I buy a lot of books,
But
but
do you read them or do you just buy them?
both, but I also have a
Both.
big stock
All right.
of a nuclear war, and then I can
All
let you
right.
it.
there you go. Catch up during that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can understand this wanting to, but for me it
Get the
never
compulsion
comes
to
on
buy,
with
right?
yeah, but never with tarot cards and all that. No. I did own back in the days a lot of antique tarots, and when I see them, I also buy them.
Oh, I would so
But
much love to have an antique deck. I love antiques in general, so that would be great.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, I let you in on the fun part. Back in the days when those particular Amort games so
Yeah,
popular in America, there was a big market on eBay
yeah,
back in the days. And such decks who you could buy here for like maybe, yeah, 60, 70 euros on the market. You could sell them for 700 or even 1,000 euros. You know,
yeah,
but then often a lot of people they somehow collect cards, but they don't know a lot about fortune telling cards. And then a few times I said, okay, how many cards there are? And they said, okay, 36. Hey, then I don't want it. It's not complete. It doesn't at least
yeah.
52 cards. And they said, oh, yeah, yeah. But you know what? I gave you 20 euros. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a bit nasty, but I did, and I succeeded 2 times in that.
I mean, as an I have never bought an antique deck, but I do buy antique jewelry, and sometimes it's like if you don't know what you're selling, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know. I always get it. Yeah, for less.
Wow, wow, we are just around. I love it. I love it, but
No, yeah.
this took a detour.
Yeah. Well, well, going like if we're gonna then segue into decks, because like I'll always buy it, of course. But were you ever thinking of doing a deck that like matched the tableau style, where you could like get the what are those called? Like the cloths. Sorry, I'm like my mind. Like making a cloth for your thing and then a deck, like your own deck. Now I feel
My
like I'm not.
own deck. I don't think, I mean, I have done my oracle decks and stuff, but when it comes to tarot deck, I don't think I have a lot to say about that's new, right? Or that's useful, or that has not been explained or done better before.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I don't think I would have anything interesting to add to a tarot deck.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
Oh,
a cloth, I mean, a cloth
yeah.
to remember, how to do it or what to watch for. Yes, that's probably something that could happen quite easily. But I just don't think that I would add anything that the world couldn't do without to a tarot deck.
No, it's true. I think they've like covered so much of every aspect of every movie. I mean, I even saw a new tarot deck with the rubber ducks. It's all rubber ducks, like rubber duck tarot.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. I mean, I love that there is a variety, right? I just don't think that
yeah.
I would need to add much to that. I just love a deck with when it comes to a deck that works for Tableau. My recommendation is always a deck
Oh,
that you
yes.
can identify easily.
Okay.
So some a deck that you see the cards and you see and you know what they are. That you don't have to be thinking what is this even. Something that you're familiar with, preferably something that has directionality to
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So because there are lots of cards that have decks in which all cards face front, which you can use auspicious and auspicious if you want, left to right, etc. But I like cards that have directionality, and that's very much it. If you have reasonable directionality in the deck, and if it is easy for you to recognize the card, then that's all that I think the deck needs to have to work with a Tableau system.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
But anyway, and I'm not like a tarot deck buyer, but there is a big market for that. So
Oh,
you both own so many tarot decks, yeah. And for the same uh, reasoning, you just need one. But why do
Yeah.
you buy more? Because the artwork somehow speaks to you, or
Yeah.
it gives another feel. So yeah, there is
Yeah.
always room for a deck. It's like a work of art. Maybe can you see it that way? He also might buy more. Um, yeah, how you call it? Oh, my English is getting worse.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, a portrait, something
Yeah.
like that, or
Yeah.
an artwork. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's true. I mean, there's always some market for tarot decks. I just don't think it's my. For a while I wanted to do one based on my favorite book, which is The Picture of Dorian Gray, and I am convinced
yes.
that there can be a deck extracted out of that book, but I think it would be just such a nerdy thing that probably there would not that there would not be a whole lot of interest.
Oh, you'd be
Well,
surprised. Oh,
what
No?
sorry.
about Harry Potter and all that? That's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah,
I'm
but
sorry for all the Harry Potter fans because I
yeah.
have a few in the house, but I can really see the quality of it. It never catches on with me, but it's also a little bit of nerdy stuff, but it really is a big bang.
Oh yeah.
I
No.
mean, yes, I guess. I guess I saw though the a deck that was what was the name? It was basically based on Gothic literature.
Oh, the
Mhm.
grim ones? The grim tales?
No, it was one by Syrian something, and it came out last year, and it was a Gothic literature deck, and
Mm.
I I think I was satisfied enough with my Gothic literature deck aspirations with that one.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm gonna look that up, then we'll see.
No buyings. No
Oh
buyings.
wow. Yeah, no, don't worry. I
That's
cannot
the way it
buy.
goes.
Yeah,
That's
Put that
yeah,
tablet aside.
yeah. It's just all there. Oh yeah, so here it is. Oh, it's actually there you go. It was Kickstarter, so I'm not going to go in
yes,
there, but it's sold out. Yeah, see, already
yeah. It's
sold
sold
out. So
out.
there, not buying it.
Yeah.
It's sold out, sad face.
Yes. No, but
Oh
it's
well, you can always buy it for like triple the price from
true.
a collector.
Yeah, so that's the thing with me. I will not spend. I will buy a ton of decks, but I'm not spending too much on it. Yeah, there was a ton of Gothic ones that came out this year, but it's like with the Dorian Gray one and some of the other ones. People love this idea of Dorian Gray. Like you can make an amazing deck out of that. I love the story of Dorian Gray,
No.
but it's then how they put it out there because there's some like what is it like the supernatural deck or the
Yeah.
but like they're like, oh my God, everyone loves Supernatural. Let's make a deck. But then they like it's such a disappointment. They could have done so much with it, but it's like pips for the minor arcana and like the
Yeah, no,
major
it would
arcana
have
is
to
just
be a
people
fully
standing there.
illustrated thing. Like,
Yes,
I believe there
exactly.
is a
Yes.
deck to be made out of that story, but like an
Yes.
actual deck, not a peep deck.
Yes.
Like a deck
Yes.
with, yeah,
But
that's,
but I've seen that a lot more and more as people are like, oh my gosh, everybody loves this, and then they just throw it together, and it's like you could have done so much more with it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You
no,
could
I
have
agree,
really
I
done
agree, I
so much
agree.
more. Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. They have done a lot of decks lately, of shows and the films and books
Yes.
and stuff. And I
Yes.
mean, there are things out there that have probably enough seasons that you could get. You know, a deck that I think is super well made in that sense. The Shitty Tarot from Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yes.
Have
Yeah.
you seen or have you watched Schitt's Creek?
So I have seen the memes because they're hilarious,
Yeah,
but not a lot because like the most famous one is the fold and the cheese. So I'm
yeah.
familiar with that. But I've seen the deck though. Yes, I have seen the
And
deck.
the deck, it's
Yes.
a deck fully based on a show, but it takes actual moments of the show in every card. And if
Yes.
you know tarot, they make sense. And if you know the characters and you know tarot, they make sense. So I think this is a perfectly executed deck that is based on a show.
Yes. I agree. Yeah.
It's a great
Because I
example of that.
yeah, because I did like the deck. It was beautifully done. Like you said, it had all the scenes in there. But yeah, that's
It was relevant, like the cards were relevant to the tarot meaning. Yeah,
yeah. And yeah, even with the major arcana, because like the other thing too, when people put the major arcana, they just put a figure and nothing else. And it's like
yeah,
you need that other thing because especially like if you do, I know I did this when I first started. Mary Kay Greer was talking about it, where you take all like say the Empress from every single deck or the Lover's card from every single
yeah,
deck and line them up. What's the energy of each one? Because it's going to change the reading. It's gonna, but that's why you don't just want somebody standing there. you know,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
complete. Yeah, so I do like a well executed deck. That's why I'm excited about Andreas. It like he put so much work into it and everything's different. So it's going to be exciting.
Yes, yes, I love his work in general, and probably you're going to have a lot of fun with him. And even the the Gathering Norman thing, I had to have it because of the box. Like
Yes.
like I don't care what's inside, but like the box was reason enough to buy it. But the cards are just so adorable and
Oh,
so
yes.
creative. Andrea is so creative in general, and
Mm-hmm.
I very much enjoy his work for that reason because it's a way of seeing things that is
Yes.
very unlike the general population. I love how he puts things together, like the creativity that he has, the super engaging ways in which he keeps you hooked to what he's saying. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just a fangirl.
Yeah, that's I know. Yeah, I'm with that too. Yeah, especially when it's different,
Yeah,
and easy to
but
read with.
let me be the fun boy of your book.
Yeah.
uh, that's where we
Yes.
uh, are
Yeah,
Yeah.
here for in the end.
No, yeah, since we
Yeah,
segued
no,
into decks and then
this
back.
went out of hand very much.
Yeah, no. Well, that's why I was trying to like if you had done a deck. But yeah, that's I like that, and especially with you're saying using a deck that you can use whatever deck you're familiar with. You don't have to buy a specific deck to use your book. You can get the one that you know how to read and just dive
Yeah.
into it, or whatever your favorite one is, or that I'm trying to think like because I did bring the deck I read with your book because I was going to
Oh,
show
which one?
is I read use this one to read with your deck.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever.
I know I'm not familiar with it. I've seen it, but I'm not familiar with it. But vampires, tell me more.
Yeah, no, I liked it
I'm a
because
sucker for vampires.
yes. Well, I liked it because of the like because when you were your interview were saying it was a lot of elemental, and I was like, well, this is perfect for like the elemental thing because like they really express the elements in there. See,
Oh yeah,
so you've
those are
really feeling
pretty.
that. Yeah, you're really feeling what exactly it is like. See, she's looking at a mirror, like as the.
Yes. Oh, there's some directionality in there. I love it.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's all of them are kind of like that, like like all of them
Yeah.
have the element that's so pronounced in there, and
Uh-huh.
then also so I really liked using this deck with your book. So just kind of.
Stop creating a need that I don't have.
Oh, sorry. Well,
That's a very beautiful deck. I had seen the box, but I had not
yeah,
seen the cards, and it is very beautiful.
yeah. I know, and it's like really added
I
to.
really
'Cause
like. I mean, very much into vampire decks.
oh yeah, this is a fun one because I was like, I'm trying to find the one this sun because like I don't know. It just really worked with your deck, and I was trying to find the specific card that I liked using, but now I can't. But either way, I really liked using it with your deck because I like if like someone tells me, the book, like you said, you use the elements more. I want to find a deck that, so I have a bunch of decks goes with that, so that I can like really dive into a book with a deck I like, so that it really brings the book to life, if that makes sense.
Oh, you did your homework then. Are you a Virgo, Morgan?
No, actually, I am. I know. That's the thing. If you get to know me more, I am definitely an organic chaos creator. But I'm Aquarius in the seventh house sun, and
Oh,
then
really?
Taurus. Yeah, and like a Taurus moon in the 10th house and a Leo rising.
Oh, wow. That's quite the mix.
Yes, like I said, chaos.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because then I have Chiron in the 11th house. So,
Oh, I'm just learning astrology now.
Oh,
I'm not
oh,
going to
okay.
take this into a different
Oh, yeah,
into
no,
a
no, no,
different
no,
pitch
no, yeah,
again.
no, no,
But
yeah.
yeah,
We're
I'm
just,
just learning astrology now. Next
yeah,
question. Let's Bjorn say something. You're
yeah. It's
we have just hijacked the whole
yeah.
thing, and poor Bjorn
Well,
is there.
yeah. So if you had any other questions about the books, like I like the thing about the deck because that's people's questions too. Like, what deck should they use? How to work with your book. So they
No,
can really dive into it. The best way possible. But I mean, yeah, because I wasn't sure if you had any
uh-huh.
other things or. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I
Oh,
no, I mean
but I was.
you guys.
Yeah, Bjorn, if you had any other questions, because I know she had
I think
the
I have it all clear.
yes, no,
No,
especially I'll send you some of those PDFs. They're fun. Well, I don't know if I already did. I send him so much stuff. He probably like has me in some kind of like bin that like he puts aside because I'm constantly sending him things. But I'll make sure you get these.
Okay.
yeah. Sorry
But
again.
but you had a special announcement too, right?
Oh yes, we do.
Yes.
How do we
If
do this?
oh, how this is how would you however you would like to. It's like a good fun reveal.
Yes,
Like
well, here's the thing, and then you make whatever rules you want because it's your podcast, all right?
okay.
So
Yeah.
I have a copy of the book to give away. Now, here's the catch. If the winner happens to be in Europe, I can sign the copy. If the winner happens to be in the US, I can't because the publisher will have to send it for me because of shipping stuff. So signed or not signed, depends on who wins. But I have a book to give away. How is that going to happen? Is up to you. You decide how we
Oh,
make it happen.
yes,
Really,
that'll. Well, I don't know. What do you think, Bjorn? I'm trying to think of like a fun thing to do that like gets them interactive with, the elements in your, or not like specific elements, but the themes of your book too. Like, you know, do you guys have any ideas, or is this something we should? Because we can always do an announcement live on Facebook where we come up with the rules.
Yeah, I mean, how to enter, how to.
Yeah. Unless you have ideas right at the time, Bjorn, like what they should do is something fun. Make it fun and interactive with like cards.
don't give it away. Just give it away.
No, no, no.
He's
Let's do something
easy. He's like,
really
just
really
give it
special
away.
with
Don't
it.
make
But
it any more
yeah,
difficult than it should be.
yeah.
No, definitely. I know. Oh, good.
Maybe you know what? Make sure that you are there on Sunday in our weekly live, and then we do the reveal on how we gonna make this happen.
Well, and if people come live, we can say that like on next Sunday. Because like, just wait, today's Tuesday. Yes, this Sunday. I thought today was Sunday. Yeah, if they come live, or if yeah, I like that, and then we can choose from that too, like on people who comment. Because I can make a bunch of posts about that this week as well,
All
and
Yeah,
just
right.
and
post it
if
every day.
Whatever you say. I am just the one who gives away the book. Now
Yeah,
you decide.
yeah.
You tell me who to, and I will make it happen.
Yes,
yeah,
I could do yeah, post about it this week too to get people in, especially sharing this episode as well, so that your podcast episode and this episode.
Yeah, that would be great. But that's your thing to handle.
Oh,
It's your
yeah,
yeah.
podcast,
okay.
so I'm not. I have
Yeah,
Perfect.
inserted
Thank you
my
very
own
much.
thing enough
yeah, no, it's
already.
no, you're good, and it's
Yeah,
because it is a really good book, so it's a great deal
yeah.
and great opportunity.
Thank
So,
you.
We,
Oh, you
we
know
will
how to
make
make
one.
my day. You too.
Yeah,
yes.
we will make someone very happy.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Yay. Oh my gosh, I know it's exciting. And I'll post stuff about your stuff this week too on my spreads that I did because that'll be fun for people to see.
Yes,
And then,
yes. Please tag me in your spreads, in your questions, in whatever you do. I'll
yes.
be more than happy.
Yeah, I'll make a thread
Yeah.
in the group too because I always go live on TikTok with like the books things. So I'll do that this week as well for people to also, do their spreads as well. And then, yeah, we'll meet back up Sunday and, pick someone or, do
Yeah,
that.
I'll be
So
definitely watching tomorrow because I am looking forward
it's
to Andrea's episode.
That's well, yeah, later today.
Oh, that's later today. Wasn't it on
Yeah,
Wed?
I
Wasn't it on
don't know.
Wednesday?
I'm hoping I did it right. Like,
I
so
thought I thought it was Wednesdays. All
today.
right, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's later today.
Yeah, just so people if watching. Yeah, we had a lot. Like, it's going to be a busier week this week. Lots of fun stuff happening all week. So,
Well, then
you
that's
know,
great. I'll watch it later. Then I thought it was tomorrow, so better for
yeah.
me.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I had to double check everything. But yes, later, and then our podcast comes out tomorrow. But also these episodes are going to go on the podcast. So there's a lot of fun stuff this week. So keep checking back on all the things. Everybody
Yay!
watching. Yes.
Anyway, thank you very much,
All
Maria,
right.
for
Thank
your
you,
visit.
guys.
Yes.
Thank you for your book, and all people watching or listening, attending. Be sure that you are on our next live on Sunday. Then we will reveal how you can win this
Yeah.
great book from Maria.
Yeah. And we'll put stuff out this week too. So we got
Thank
we
you.
got it.
Thank you very much for having me twice.
Oh, of course. And again, hopefully too. This is so much fun. You're amazing to talk to. I always love talking to you.
Thank you. Likewise, guys. Have a beautiful rest
Yes.
of your day, and to the
Oh, you
watching
Bye.
too.
too.
Bye.
Oh, yes. Thanks. Bye.